WTF Nation Radio
is in the house.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
It's 3 a.m. and the sirens are going off. Another rocket attack. I've got my boots and got my ammo in my 50-pound sack. A 100 boys headed to war in this world unknown. The only peace of mind I've got are these letters from home. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
That's right, break them off some. Yeah. Broadcasting live. Oh man, what a day. So, and normally we always have discussions and talking about stuff like that. I don't know, Smeggy, you want to go into Screenshot Madness right now just to get it started?
We might as well. But first, let's say hi.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot. Where are my manners? How are you guys and gals doing in the WTF Nation? Hanging out with us. We appreciate your patronage to the WTF Nation Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. And man, it's been a week. It has been a week.
It has. I mean, it's a 4-day weekend for most people,
right? Because
there's that to look
forward
to.
There's the Columbus Day, Indigenous Day, 4-day off, Army days, military days, all whatever. It's a 4-day weekend.
Got to give a little bit of positivity there.
Right.
You can throw a little bit out there.
You can throw some of it, exactly.
Because I'm all about that positivity. I'm like, this week. I'm trying real hard, damn it.
Well, first, my biggest thing is that is a lot of the positivity. See, you got me all messed up. A lot of the positivity usually gets washed away by some negativity because of some negative Nancys out there that really just want to freaking go, oh well, yeah. Absolutely, if you realize. However, tonight I have a story today. On WTF Nation Radio, we rarely, if ever. As a matter of fact, we had one of my friends in the special operations community, Red, come on with Adam Simon, and we discussed a stolen valor. We discussed a lot of key points of how our community, the veteran community, the military community, particularly the soft community, has a lot of individuals that have had too much to say of work they have probably not have accomplished or not done in the past. Now, it's normally WTF Nation policy. However, normally when it doesn't affect me and I just like, yep, that's messed up, I click on it, Roger. And all my friends and family know in the soft community that I normally don't get involved in the Stolen Valor kick because we have the Guardians of the Green Beret, our friends. We also have the Guardians of Valor. We also have individuals on the Twitter sphere that like to go ahead and ensure that FOIAs are submitted and all that, which FOIAs right now currently are being kind of curbed right now due to COVID, because a lot of the processing it takes and all this. But for tonight, I'm going to bring up just one case, and this case has got, like I said, it's an effect. I don't normally what happens in the Twitter sphere or in the social media sphere is someone will brag about doing something, someone will have said something about doing something else in the whatever with whatever task force of excellence that they say they were part of. Again, we all have fisherman tales. It was this big, or she was a 9. She was a 9 at 2 and a 2 at 10 or something like. What's that called? Anyways,
0.9.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, so we all have some. We do. We all have like oh man, I stacked like 50 bodies. Well, you probably only stacked 5, or you probably just pulling guard outside the door. However, how small of our world in the special operation communities is that I will get asked, because I have been in for a little bit. I don't know, almost 3 decades and shit. And I'll get asked, hey, Ken, do you know this individual? Or Ken, do you know about this stuff? And don't get me wrong. Sometimes stolen valor stories are not, we're out to hunt you. We're not out to get you. We're not out to find out who you are. We're not out to smack you down and to find out what. No. Usually, stolen valor stories they usually come up, and this is from the stolen valor personnel that I talk to, by accident. it is not only is it done by accident, but it's normally at a bar. You're sitting there shooting the shit, or you're at an event, and there's something that happens or something that triggers the individual to say something that in response gets the investigations going. I have been involved in stolen valor case verifications with some people that asked me, Ken, this guy said he served in this locale. Do you know if this is this? And I, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. No, and I don't recall that guy. And then I'll have my bona fides checked, and then it'll be like, yeah, no, how do you know about this? Well, I was in charge of that location, or I was in the location where I was at, and it was a very small location. Again, innocuous, not a big deal, no whatever. But again, normally these stolen valor stories happen at a very specific time and place where it's an innocent. It's like, oh yeah, I served with so-and-so. Oh yeah, you served with that dude? Oh, hey, how's he doing? Oh, he's doing great, blah, blah, blah. And then normally an inconsistency of a story, normally an inconsistency of an operation, normally things that you would say that you've done that normally are not consistent with what your duties are, kind of go up against the straight up, whatever. Well, I have managed to jump in the world of this case, specifically an individual who goes by the name of on Twitter, goes by the name of red_I Jedi. Now, I, being a Sith Lord, I'm a nerd. As soon as I see Jedi, I don't trust anything. And I'm just kidding. I'm just joking, of course. But what caught my attention was that there were specific things that this individual was saying on Twitter. Again, not involved. Twitter, again, I tell individuals, be careful when you use Twitter. It's like an open mic. It's an open mic where you have... You're just basically, it's an open mic like you're a stand-up comedy on open mic night. You walk up, you go to the open mic, you say your shit, and then people go, yay! Or people go, boo, you suck. Or people get up and walk out, or they block you, or whatever. That's pretty much what Twitter is all about. It's not as close and confined as Facebook is supposed to be, even though there are some Facebook individuals that like to really show their asses off on Facebook. It's not supposed to be an open, make this public. Well, I go to Twitter to make stuff public. I don't go to Facebook to make stuff public. My circle of friends, I do stuff on Facebook, and my family and all that. I just wanted to like shit talk or blast out on the open mic on the stage like CQ on freaking comedy night. I will go on Twitter and say blah blah blah. So again, this individual goes by the name of Sergeant First Class Retired Jason E. Dunlap, and I merely asked a question. I was he jumped on the net and started saying about, I did this, I did that, and I was doing this, and I was doing that. Again, totally innocent. I'm not a stolen valor hunter. I'm not that. But generally, when people start speaking specific colors and stuff that I normally know that you're not supposed to be saying from a high side classified slide, I kind of will ask a question. I was like, hey, maybe you shouldn't say that, or hey, I know that dude. Hey, how things are going? I'll pull them off on DM. All I did was ask a question, right? And the next thing you know, I got blocked. The dude blocked me. And I'm thinking, wow, dude, I just asked. I literally just asked a question. Hey man, what's going on? Or it caught, well, now at any time that you have any discussions of the world if you bring up anything to anybody, especially on Twitter, you're immediately branded in a specific group. Automatically, there's a group we call Mill Twitter, right? And there's a group that we call InfoSec Twitter. There's even Dog Twitter. There's even Tank Twitter. There's General Donahoe and General Martin are all up in that. There's Airborne Twitter. Hey, it's fun. It's funny. Everyone has their little hashtags to go off in their little clicks because of specific interests. Hey, I got it. But me, when I ask a question about something that I probably will know about or know of you about, and then somebody will ask me in return, hey Ken, this dude that's blabbing on freaking on Twitter about this. He says he knows you, or he says he's been in this, and he says in this, and this. And I said, well, usually that I will go into other specifics that I'll say, nah, that can't be possible because yada yada yada. And someone wants to say, or check my bona fides and say, how do you know? Well, how do you know this? Well, I got no problem throwing a certificate or UD 214 thing or what. Man, we had Stolen Valor Hunter on our shows, like validate me to make sure you guys were saying. Remember when Shipley was on? Don Shipley, he came on and made sure that we were legit. No, okay, you guys are legit, huh? All right, cool. And he did his magic, and we had a great time, and it was an awesome show. We had
and any guest we have that claims to be so and so, we kind of go through the Guardians of Green Beret and everybody else like, hey, this guy who he says he is? Just because we don't want him coming on, you're an actor now or whatever. We want to know, hey, is his background legit?
Right.
They do their thing. Okay, cool.
I mean, I have, what I have thing is that, again, most of my intentions on a lot of things being the fact that I've been mentored by a lot of individuals in the public affairs community. I've been, because my line of work before wasn't really I was using the media for whatever purposes. I don't want to get into that stuff because then people immediately on Twitter would go, see, we got guys on doing this and doing that. If you guys don't know who I am or what I've done already in the past, then do your research. But this was an innocent question. This was like, oh, hey, you served with so-and-so? Hey, I don't think you should be throwing those colors up on a slide or blabbing about this. So this individual straight up blocked me. Like blocked me. And then proceeded to tell everybody who was involved in this, hey man, you shouldn't be saying this or stuff, like you're automatically being branded as a racist. I don't. Hey, look, I'm not out for an agenda. Generally, and this is a funny question. I guess I can get a little bit of a personal story myself, but I have been involved in events where someone will send me a Facebook page, a Facebook request, and I don't know who they are. Like literally, I mean, I don't know who they are. I'm like, I don't know who you are. And the next thing you know, they're like, what are you talking about? You know who I am. Damn it, me and you did this and this. And I'll send a picture of me. It's a picture of me and him. Or me with some guys hanging out and doing some stuff out. I'm like, well, shit. So I kind of like, I don't know if it's a cognitive thing. I mean, I do have some bumps in my noggin and stuff like that. So I think about that stuff. I'm like, okay, remember, I got a case of can't remember shit. So I could see that. So all my questions that I generally ask individuals of the veteran community are like a legit innocent. And you guys know how we are on WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments. We don't do this. We don't stolen valor hunt at all. Again, we have friends and families that do that for us.
He blocked me too. I don't even know the dude.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. He blocked you too. I was about to say, he blocked you too, only because you are the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence, J1's assistant to. I mean, you are the NCOIC of the WTF Nation J1 with Morgan. Morgan is the prime. You're the assistant, and
yeah, because I logged out and like cleared my cache and everything, and now I can see his page. So yeah, I'm like, yeah. So his stuff's not locked down; it's just I'm blocked.
Yeah. But I think what it is that I don't know what this guy has had. Now, this individual has had trail of history. Just look him up, and even he hasn't blocked you. Just look him up. Just look him up, and you'll see the cases of stuff that he's labeled individuals as racist just because, like me, I'm just asking because, hey, I want to know what's going on, and it's not. He's even had, just like an individual that we had on before that we discussed. We had the same individual. We had another individual that was doing the stolen valor thing with Red, and Red brought it to my attention, and we talked about it. And the same thing, individuals immediately ran to his defense just because we asked. Other veterans are asking innocent questions about somebody's status. Hey, look, if you served in the military and you only been in the Navy for a little bit, or you only served as an attachment to a unit, for fighting the big cause. Speaking of which, we've been in like Infinity Ward, the anniversary, 19 years. Anyways, we'll go back on that story.
Yes.
You're gonna want to, hang out with your bros, hang out with your friends, hang out. You want to reconnect. That's that camaraderie we're looking for. Don't get butthurt when I ask you, hey man, were you really doing that? I mean, because I remember that specific event, and I remember there, and I remember individuals, and, well, how do you know about that? Well, I was the NCOIC of the fucking area when it happened. You know what I mean? I kind of know this shit. And so when individuals come back at me saying that I'm a racist just for asking, or accusing some of my friends on Mill Twitter, because I made some friends on Twitter, networking and stuff like that, and it's a great thing. It's a great networking tool. But immediately goes into the caste and tribal system of blaming individuals or being accused of just for answering simple questions that other individuals, like, for instance, would be no different than if you were asking a teacher what their credentials are to teach. What a doctor is, what their credentials are to be a doctor. Well, unless you're an epidemiologist and nobody believes anything that has to do with viruses and cells, cellular, composition right now, because no one believes anything that has to do with COVID and viruses and shit. That's why I like about Facebook is that immediately lawyers, doctors, people that I even know that I didn't know went to med school, that still stay at their own fucking home and in the heartland of America and never left town, are automatically certified. So the same thing with this individual is that immediately starts talking about colors and graphics and task force, and starts labeling some individuals who I know and I speak to on a personal basis, male and female. And I know for a fact there's a lot of information that comes across the net that they talk to. There's even memes made about this guy that immediately he wants to bring in other individuals, other high-profile individuals on the Twitter sphere, on the social media. I'm talking about individuals that are noted and are posted on frickin' CNN, writers and all these information warfare experts and propaganda analysts and all these guys and intel experts and all that immediately run to this guy's defense just because somebody asked a simple fucking question. Hey man, where you said you were at or whatever. Don't get offensive when somebody asks a damn question. Don't get offended. Anybody can ask me, and look, I was proud to serve my time. And what I did is what I did. What I did to serve, who I was attached with, who was I assigned to, and all that. Hey, I know what I did, and there's no big. It's not a big deal, dude. It's okay to say that you did this and do that. As a matter of fact, I appreciate individuals more. Individuals that are veterans that will say, hey man, I only served one tour in Iraq and I did my time and all that stuff. I would rather have you say that and just be appreciative and all that. I still look at you as a brother or sister in arms. I still look at that shit. You good job, I appreciate it or whatever. And all that sort of stuff. Everyone's going to have a specific role. Everyone's got it. But I'm not going to fucking sit there and, just shit talk you and all this other crap. So why am I in a rant? Why am I pissed off about this shit even more? Well, in case you guys and gals don't already know, I am a big proponent and have been a big supporter working with individual lobbyists on the Hill to push forward the bill to have Sergeant First Class Alan Cash's Silver Star upgraded to a Medal of Honor. That's been my biggest push. That's been my biggest project since I've been working. I mean, big time. Once the awareness hit, and once the awareness has been happening, I have been killing it on the push for media. I have talking with congressional staffers. I've talked with individual lobbyists on the Hill, and they've all given me some advice and all this stuff. They're even accusing me of being a lobbyist. I'm like, no, I'm just a hype man on WTF Nation. That's all I do. We're just there to put the message out and help veterans out. So Sergeant First Class Alan Cash. We all know the story of Sergeant First Class Alan Cash. His name is Alan Cash, is always tagged now. I'm going to start tagging it on all of anything that I send out when it comes to the post. His name is Alan Cash. Read the story about Sergeant First Class Alan Cash, and you will be humbled immediately as a veteran and as an individual, as a soldier. Okay, I've been pushing this with the assistance of other individuals in Mill Twitter. And the reason why I got pissed off about this stuff, because immediately, as this stuff is happening, all these intel experts are saying that this is a bot or this is a bot. I'm noticing that a lot of stuff now on Mill Twitter, and I'm noticing that on social media. That if nobody believes it or has a faint, I don't think it's right, then automatically it's a bot. It's got to be a bot. It's got to be a Russian bot. Even though individuals in the special operations community, even though individuals in the Army community, veteran community, individuals within Congress are saying this has happened, of course, it's a bot. So our friend, Sergeant First Class retired Jason, can we, wait, if we're retired, can we like pull rank on retirees? Like, I'm a retired Sergeant Major, and you're retired Sergeant First Class, almost a Master Sergeant. So can we pull like retired rank on retired rank? Can we do like retired on retired crime? Like that, you know how, because
I'll allow it.
You're allowed. Okay, so I can pull.
If not, then we just gotta like throw up the rings and just battle it out.
Yeah, we just gotta throw the hands up. Is that what you're saying? You just gotta throw hands, right? Yeah. So we can pull. So it's, that's a pretty interesting idea. Like the retirees go after each other in retired rank. You know what I mean? So shut up, I'm retired, sir. All right. So I'm gonna pull some retired rank.
I'll allow it.
All right. So what's got me the ass is that this individual comes up and tweets. Have you seen the similar bot action around the most recent Medal of Honor proposal, Alan Cash? I'm going to tell you what, dude, homie, bro, man, soldier, sergeant, NCO, vet, I don't remember, whatever things we can have on eye-to-eye level so we know. I'm going to tell you right now, man. I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a bot. The movement to have Alan Cash's award from Silver Star submitted for a Medal of Honor is already passing the critical steps. No thanks to you. If you want to sit there and smash other vets and talk shit about that, how about you jump on this team and assist in the elevation of that award for Sergeant First Class Alan Cash? Big, I'll tell you what. This right here, if you really want to unite the entire world against you, speaking of entire world, right now, currently we have a 9 million individual reach because I wanted to make sure this got out about you, dude. Now, our post engagements normally run between 13 million to 10 million on U.S. Army WTF moments, and about roughly 7.7 million and all that. And of course, we're broadcasting globally throughout the entire world. So the entire world, all the way from the tip of frickin' South America, all the way to Southeast Asia, on top of the hill of Nepal, with our friend Paul out there, to Hong Kong and Taipei, is gonna know about this. I'm not standing for this shit, dude. Not standing for this shit. I can go ahead and just let you know that if you go on Twitter and look this individual up, or just search his name, you will find a pretty lengthy stolen valor case being stacked up against this individual. Now, individuals that are running to his defense saying, you can't FOIA this, you can't FOIA that, you can't FOIA this, FOIA me. You can FOIA me. I don't care. You can FOIA Spanky. I don't care. Everyone's FOIAble. FOIA day. You know what I mean?
You want my DD-214? I'll send you a copy. I'll
right.
like to take out my social and you can have it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not the drunk at the bar.
Right. We even have.
I didn't.
We have individuals that are retired individuals right now coming out of the war. Yeah, we need a retired judge. Do we need a retired judge? Yes, sir. You can come out. So I'll be honest with you. Don't come at us. At all, dude. Don't come at me or say that the cause that we're trying to do for a veteran. That's what trips me out. I had a talk with another very high influencer talking about how vets always smash vets down and all sorts of shit, and it shouldn't happen like that. We should be emboldened and stand up for what's right, especially when it comes to Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash and what's going on. He had a reserve center named for him. Down in Florida. I'm going to make a trip. I'm going to make a visit. Me and Baby S are going to jump in the truck, and we're going to go down there and then go see his grave. I'm thinking about doing an Alwyn Cash visit just on my own, just so that way I can sit down and reflect and let Sergeant Cash know that he's got people fighting for him. But I'm going to tell you what, the last thing I want to see is this dude right here blasting this shit out. And of course, as this is spreading through the social media realm, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care, dude. This is not besmirching you. This is not. You are throwing this information out freely and openly for everyone else and accusing everybody of whatever. I'm just merely stating the facts right now that you're going after individuals that only because they uncovered what you did, or I should say, uncovered what you didn't do. I'm shocked. So don't come at us. Don't all of a sudden you're gonna hit our inbox, which is gonna happen. Usually it happens. I think my hate mail is gonna start uptick. I guess. You think I'm gonna get some? You think I'm gonna get some bot hate mail like I always do?
Go ahead. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
The DMs are open, free and open. I'm telling you right now. Everyone said, "Hey, how many people do you have blocked?" I mean, literally, remember that one time somebody did a Twitter challenge.
I have nobody blocked.
And it asked me, how many people you have blocked? Because they were talking shit and, you put blocked. I'm like, no. As a matter of fact, I will screenshot my account and show the screens of how many people I have blocked. 0.
I mean, I take that back. On my Facebook, I do, but it has nothing to do with, like, the station stuff.
Well, nothing. Right. I mean, exactly. Well, yeah. Well, there's you're talking about, dim hose or something like that.
It's all personal.
It's all personal.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just for my sanity. I just had to finally do it. I don't block people just because that's giving them attention. Well, that's the way I look at it.
Right. You're exactly that. You're looking at somebody who well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, blocking to me is almost like the coward way out for anything else.
Yeah, I'm like, I know how to ignore everything.
But right, exactly. Not everything's gonna. It's almost like people who hang up on you. That drives me out. I mean, doesn't that drive you up the wall too? It's the same thing. It's like, it's like, don't block. I mean, that's the thing. All I did was ask a question. I mean, literally, people are like, why do you block you? You don't like getting anybody's shit.
I know. I'm like, that's why I was like, why can't I look this guy? Why can't I find him? I'm like, let me log. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm like, yep, I'm blocked.
I'm blocked. Yeah. For what? What would you be blocked for?
Because we're like Twitter besties.
All we do is say hi and say, hey, how's it going? And,
I know.
And pass the word of our veteran brothers and sisters.
Exactly. Like, I don't even have anything. Like, my Facebook and Twitter are like 2 completely separate things. I'm like, it's like I have a dual personality between Facebook and Twitter. Like, they're completely different.
Well, right, exactly. Well, because like I said before, you're on Twitter. It's like open mic. You walk up on a stage and you're like, you want to spit your rap battle, right? That's what it is, like a big rap battle. Everyone's dropping some rap battles and stuff.
Yes, and I'm limited on characters.
But unlimited, yeah, exactly. Like 240 characters per second. So you got to throw the M&M, so you got to spit fire out real quick and then whatever and drop your takes and everyone throws their gifts out and all that. But not this. So anyways, going back to what I was saying. So the case of Alan Cash's Medal of Honor is passing through. Now, a lot of this, I'm not taking any credit at all for this. I'm just jumping on the awareness campaign with other staffers, with other individuals from Congress. My working with another staffers and some other individuals, schooling me up on how to be, how to campaign and lobby for something like this to pass through policy. I'll get an email or a message saying, "Hey, could you pass this forward, or can you tweet this out?" Yeah, anything that has to do with this. But this right here, when I saw this, dude, this made me see red. Have you seen the similar bot action around the most recent Medal of Honor proposal? I'm going to tell you what, dude. It's not a bot. Not at all. Individuals are watching you right now as we speak on the Twitter sphere, watching you spit your shit for no reason. And again, we don't do this. U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio do not do this at all when it comes to highlighting individuals when it comes to stuff like this. Yeah, we could take a retired judge. We'll take a retired judge. Come on down. So... Exactly. Everyone's hate mail from Russians bot. Everyone's getting blocked, right? Everyone's getting blocked just for asking the same fucking question.
His block list must be long.
He's probably got a long block. Yeah, exactly. So again, I'm not at all going to sit here and say, oh, whatever. Nor should anybody fear this. I'm telling you what, you asking a question or in discussion about how this is happening or why would you even do this or why would you say something like this would be the same thing. You just don't fucking do it. You just don't block somebody like that and then immediately start attacking somebody for being a racist. Now, I was going to pull some other shit here, but we got to move on because we had other stuff going on and I realized there was some some serious ranting. I was going to be like 15 minutes, and here we are, 20 till the hour.
I mean, when ice goes off.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I got suns out, guns out. The he's been passing himself off as a person of color when he may or may not be. I don't know if he is or not, but there's allegations of that. Again, purely allegations and all that. There's also he goes out and tries to find out where people. I'm going to tell you, this guy doxed somebody that wasn't the right person that he thought he was doxing. That's what trips me out. The guys like this, you're just kind of like, dude. It's like the individuals that said they were going to dox me and not realizing that I had gone public already for a year.
Right.
I'm going to dox you, man.
I'm like,
okay.
Like, my name's not a secret.
You can dig if you want.
You're not going to scare me.
You can dig. One of the events that some friends are going through, only because there's specific threads to this right here, and one of the threads is that there's an individual completely innocent of this whole thing, and literally was one individual was asking the same questions that I just asked, and then but this individual continued to ask and started pulling out more information. Well, then Dunlap got upset and then freaking came back at this individual and said, "I'm going to dox you." And said he's going to dox you, and then next thing you know, he doxed the fuck out of somebody, but it wasn't the individual that he thought he doxed. So my friends on the other mill Twitter side, especially on the special operations side of the house, were kind of like having fun with it. Now look, if you can't take a joke and you can't, don't go in the team room. If you want to try to bust balls on somebody in the team room. Be prepared to get. You're gonna get teased. You want to talk shit and all that stuff. You're gonna get shit talked back. That's just the way it is. Anybody in the military, hell, even you tell me about people getting upset and butthurt when you mess with them too, Specky.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah, but it's not a specific event. But you're gonna come into the team room, and right now on the mill Twitter side, there we have different individuals that are JAG Twitter. We have Tank Twitter. We have Soft Twitter. We have. All these other Twitterage groups and cliques and all that. But I'll tell you what, it's just funny that this individual is coming at everybody, swinging, accusing of racism, accusing of having an agenda, doxing the wrong people. I mean, shit, could you imagine being like some grandpa? And the next thing you have some like Antifa dudes or something like that showing up at your house.
Like, he is so angry, but for what reason? Like, I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea.
Like, you have a lot of anger.
Yeah, really blocked, and you got blocked.
Right. Like, calm down.
Yeah, exactly. He's got more.
I'm like, yeah, I can still get on his page and see absolutely everything, dude. Like, it's not protected. I don't even have to like try hard.
Right, exactly. He's got more. Scott says he's got more people blocked than followers.
Like, like, calm down.
Right, exactly. Why do you have to do this? So I figured I'd bring it up to your attention in the event you hear about some straight Twitter war migrating. You know what? It's like a different domain when it comes to social media battle. Think about it. We have the Twitter domain, the Facebook domain, the Instagram domain, the Snapchat domain, the TikTok domains, the Grinders and the Tinder domains. They're all like intermixing, right? This is kind of funny. Just seeing all this battle space being infiltrated by anybody. So I want to just throw in that the biggest right now, the biggest influencer side of the house. Again, remember, Twitter's a point-to-point. Individual will normally be the person that owns it, is the person that has it. It's not like a Facebook page. You post something and walk away or whatever, and you have 15 minutes of. I kind of like Twitter do the fact that individuals take 15 freaking chapters to write a fucking Facebook post to argue something, when Twitter will just literally. Twitter's like the. Wrap it up, B. Man, you better wrap it up. That
the little circle starts getting yellow, then red. Like, nope, you're out of time.
Yeah, exactly. That means you got to be more concise and real curt on your freaking thing. But again, so this individual again, if you come across this guy on Twitter, and you start seeing something that's kind of sketch, and you kind of want to know, hey, how come this guy's talking about this stuff, especially if you're in the Intel community. As a matter of fact, some of my friends within Intel Twitter, which I don't even know if they exist, but I'm just making it up. My friends in Intel Twitter, especially in the purported places that he said he worked in, said that what the hell's this guy doing? And there's blocked. As soon as he asked a question, hey, how about this? Blocked. So I figured since most of my friends and fam on Twitter are living rent-free in this individual's head, I figured we go ahead and spread the love around the globe with a reach of over 7 million people. Hang on, let me see what's our reach around. I mean, I don't want to bullshit you. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I was off 1 million. So right now we have a reach of 7.7 million right now that you're listening to on WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments, with our engagements right now kicking up. It just went up 10% just by this. 13 mil. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Well, thank you, WTF Nation, and appreciate the likes too. We got a bunch of new likes on this shit just for that. So make sure you follow U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio for all your stolen valor needs. This is fucking hilarious. Oh, man. So you think I put his name up there long enough for everybody to like, he's gonna freaking, I can't believe this, I'm on air. You are on air, son. We're pulling retired right now.
I don't know, he's gonna be mad for more reasons now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he's big mad.
Yeah, he is. He's big. Yeah, he's big mad. Yeah, exactly that. And that's the thing. Anybody, you can do a people search. That's why what happens when you go off on Twitter or you go off on Facebook a lot, you put more of your information out there than you realize to find you. And so it's really freaking funny when we see this. And again, this all stemmed. How did this guy end up on WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments? Was when he engaged me. And normally, most of my DMs are secure. Well, actually, it's a WTF Nation policy that all of our DMs are secure. However, when you publicly go off after me and on this right here, then free chicken, man. This is free chicken. You're not going to come after a group of individuals and family members that see that this is not a bot. Sergeant First Class Alan Cash, until the day I die or I'm fired from this organization, will always be pushed to have his Medal of Honor raised, or his award raised to Medal of Honor. When that happens, I'm still not going to fucking fight. I'm thinking about pushing more initiatives to have buildings and bases named after him. Because as a matter of fact, we do have initiatives and stories out there to talk about Alan Cash's post name change, base rename. And I guarantee it, when it freaking happens, I want to be right there when it happens. I mean, we should all
I'll be there.
Yeah, celebrate this individual. Again, I want everybody to read up the story of Sergeant First Class Alan Cash. You will be humbled. You'll just man, it's a story that why this is not a movie or why this not has been made into a book. I don't know what to say, man. This is one of those things to where I'm
Maybe you should write your first book. You write the book.
I'm gonna write the book. I think about doing a movie though. I would want to have. I would want to have it portrayed, because the book in it, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure with the permission of his family, I would be one of those things. So again, this is not an action. This is not a bot action. Okay, this is an actual movement that's going to happen, and until the day I don't, like I said, I'll say right now, I don't think WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moment is going to fire me for bringing this to everybody's attention. This action, this movement, this cause, it's not a bot. And you Sarnt, for going after individuals that are calling you out just for asking simple fucking questions about what you've done. Dude, again, be proud of your service, but don't be fucking smashing on people and shit talking them just because they called you out. And yes, FOIA can happen. Yes, you can be FOIA'd even as a living individual. Yes, you can be FOIA. The reason why FOIA is being curbed right now because of COVID. So all the other barracks lawyers that are coming out of the woodwork, and if you are worried about being FOIA and you think it's an attack for being FOIA, guess what happens when you're applying for a job? They're going to ask for your DD-214. Sometimes you get FOIA'd without even you realizing when you're applying for a job. I'm not put up with that shit. So don't even come at us with that. I think I think we're pretty good. I think we're pretty safe. We have the, we have the backing of the entire WTF Nation on this right here. It's just unreal. He's not a politician, not at all. No, he's not a politician. He just, I don't even know who he is. Like I said, he was just a guy that was just on there and all this other stuff. But again, all I did was ask a question and blocked.
But you're a bot.
But I'm a bot. Yeah, and that's another thing too. How am I a bot on all this, man? How am I even a bot on this? The way I see it, I don't just because. It's, I don't know. I'm not of competent medical, military, psychiatric authority to say if this individual has an issue comprehending that or what. But I don't, like I said, I'm probably going to have my words misconstrued and this podcast downloaded, and I'm going to be branded like, or WTF Nation is going to be branded like, oh, you guys are fucked up. You guys should have done that.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, like, the sound bites you can just cut out. Like,
yeah, exactly. Right.
2 or 3 words.
Exactly. 2 or 3. Yeah.
I'll be the one. You can use my words. Like, I think he's batshit crazy. There you go. It's me. I don't care.
Well, I think. Oh yeah, I was about to say he blocked you too. Oh, did he?
Yes, he blocked me, and I haven't even said 2 words to the man.
I'm about to say, man.
Just for my, being associated with you.
Got to say, dude, just because you're. Hey, we gotta tell Morgan, man.
I didn't even know he existed.
I
saw like that one tweet, but I didn't even like acknowledge it, because I go on about my life most of the time.
You didn't even know he existed. You sound like Thanos. I don't even know who you are.
You are not important enough in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
To acknowledge your presence, and I'm already blocked.
Yeah, and you're blocked. Oh man. Again.
So you're a winner, dude.
Well, congratulations. You just been diagnosed by the spanky.
Yeah. Probably another one of those dudes that have heels longer than your time in service. But go on.
I think you do. I think you do have heels that have been in longer than his service at all. So why the big deal? Why the push? I'm going to keep saying it again. Right now, currently, Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash's award was given for what his actions on the battlefield happened in Operation Iraqi Freedom, and he was given a Silver Star. There has been again movement within Congress to have it upgraded, and it is slowly making the steps with bipartisan effort. And so when I say that this is a big deal for the military community to get involved, we're all pitching in. Everyone's rowing in this one right here. Eventually, the conversation is going to come back on the discussion of renaming our bases, because right now, they're currently bases right now. So I and with the assistance of our illustrious graphic artist Warhol. I don't give the kid enough credit. The guy's an awesome graphic artist. I pitched to him the concept, and we did this again. We did this a previous Sergeant's Time. So what I had proposed is that we rename Fort Benning to Fort Alwyn Cash, home of the General Sherman Maneuver Center of Excellence. I had to throw that Maneuver Center of Excellence.
Of magnificence.
Yeah, maneuver. Yeah, exactly. Now, of magnificence. Yeah, it'll be the gun range of excellence. It'll be but again. I have been pushing for this as well. So I've been with some other members of the veteran community, some other members of on the Hill. This has been an awesome endeavor to get to get up and get visibility on. So I guarantee it right now. If so be it, and it costs me a bunch of flack by some dude who thinks that he freaking won the JSOC, Super Support Soldier of the Year, then I guess so be it. I guess I'll get harassed. I guess you could go ahead and just start go ahead and look and see how you can find. I'm pretty sure you're gonna freaking dox the wrong Ken Ramos, because there's probably gonna be a bunch of them out there going, there he is, that's him right there. Dude, oh man. So with that, I'm gonna go refill. I was drinking coffee. That's why I think that's what.
This explains a lot of things.
Oh, okay, yeah. I had a cup of I still have a half a mug. I'm drinking out of my Dr. Man soft fundamentals to get me going, to get my mind straight on this, because man, this shit right here pisses me off. The push for all-in cash upgrade to a Medal of Honor is not a bot action. I'm gonna tell you right now, Sarn. So I think the individuals and his family will tell you that this is not a bot, and his brothers and his sister and his mother. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and take a break right quick, and we'll be right back. I gotta refill my glass of my mug of coffee, and then I might just pop a drink too, because that way shit kind of calms
do what
down.
you want.
Yeah, whatever. But anyways, Sergeant Dunlap, you go ahead and just stand in the corner right there and stand a parade rest, and we'll be right back. Shots.
Bot shots.
Bot shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
and fading out. Cirrus shapes I found blow me away. Van Allen right around, pushing through. Skin is brown. Nature has us trapped in fear, so I get lost in sound. I wonder if you'll ever know why I am the way I am. I've been thinking a lot about time and space surrounding. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? I've been thinking a lot about life and it's never ending. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? Constellation theme, mapping stars they're meant to be. Geminis are free of suicidal kings. This misty maze of me, so obvious yet never seen. Feeling though the fog will lift to find me lost at sea. I've been thinking a lot about time and space surrounding. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? I've been thinking a lot about life and it's never ending. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? Myself and dying, so lost is beautiful, far away from life. But I want your visible feeling to be mine. Oh, I just don't get it. When will your heart beat with my mind? I've been thinking a lot. I've been thinking a lot about time and space surrounding. Is there anyone who is thinking like me? I've been thinking a lot about life and it's never ending. Is there anyone who is thinking like me?
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Part 2 of SGT'S Time on this 8 October. Man, this is rocking and rolling, causing a bunch of dramas. Oh man, the year of our dumpster fire. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. We have to straight up do it. Yeah. Anyways. So today's stories, of course, you guys hearing all the drama and all that. I'm glad you guys and gals are is one of those things that you just got to get off your chest, man. You got to get off your chest. Now, of course, with that, we figured, so that was that one portion of a screenshot madness that was obviously that we like to post and all that. Normally at the end. So we're going to continue with our screenshot madness expose. It is recently, there have been screenshots that have been, again, these are actual screenshots that have been sent to our inbox, and we verify through other methods of communication / VPN / burner account / whatever. The one thing I just want you guys
carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon, yeah, exactly. So one of the things that we like to do, if you guys are new to the broadcast and how we do screenshot madness, is we will get actual screenshots from the leadership of the soldiers or individuals that have been gone back and forth that pray that the screenshot doesn't get to the WTF Nation. And guess what? Usually it ends up happening, unless of course it's something that's being specific. Once it hits the inbox, you're going to go ahead and assume that shit's probably going to go up. More than likely, you're going to get your screenshot on there. But first, one of the things that I wanted to bring up was leave cover sheets. Why are we doing leave cover sheets again? I honestly thought that there was an actual policy that had come out, I think, by the Secretary of the Army and the Secretary. Wasn't there like something
like rock paper scissors rank?
rock paper scissors rank. Well. So real quick. Of course, with Screenshot Madness comes a little bit of a shout out and some blasting of another. Since we're blasting shit out tonight, fuck it. HHC 13th ESC leave pass request sheet. Yeah. Okay. Remember we had this discussion again. That we had a secretary. I gotta pull it up and look it up. But there were memos that were coming back to increase lethality. Remember that there was a.
That was the buzzword then.
That was the buzzword then from the Secretary of the. These are Secretary of the Army memorandums that had came out. I think it was a couple of years ago on administrative personnel policies to enhance readiness and create the lethality task force. Right? No more PT belts was part of them. No more PT belts was part of that. No bullshit freaking online training was supposed to be done as well. So all this stuff that was happening here, all this stuff that we're not supposed to be having, Task and Purpose, our friends, Task and Purpose again. Jared Carroller did an article last year, and we were kind of like laughing about it. This was before the dark times, before the COVIDs. Before we got
when there was still sunlight shining.
When there was still sunlight, there was dreams and hopes that were still happening. Life plans were in effect, and there were some things that we were looking forward to. So the Army had put back last year that then the reflective belt would no longer be known as the PT belt, high visibility, the most enduring symbol of the now 19-year global war on terror, right? That was taken out.
Yes, you will get ran over.
You will get ran over. Right. So Esper, Secretary of the Army at the time, came out with a plan. It says the memo is in a series that amends the Army safety program policies and states that obviously the glaring obvious one was, but everyone went clutching pearls. Sergeant Major, the behoovedness were like military hospitals had to restock behoovedness so that way these CSMs could get these behoovedness transfusions because the behoovedness was behooving. They were freaking the hell out because one of the things was that the PT belt, the reflective belt, that were no longer needed in broad daylight where vehicles generally can't go. So literally,
there was some common sense thrown in there for one.
There was a reflective belt. Yeah, it was the reflective belt. It was the icon of the war on terror, right? A lot of that too was training. There was also policies that were living out. Major Command at the time, General Kurilla, when he was the commander of the 82nd Airborne Division, was wondering how come it took so long for his leave form to go through. Well, guess what? There was a leave form checklist. There's stuff on here that's not even supposed to be logged in anymore. And they're not supposed to be doing. So I'm telling you what, everyone's like, this is the only way we can get unit leaderships to do shit. I'm telling you what, if you're making this poor training NCO tell soldiers that they need to do something that their supervisor should have had them do from the get-go, that's on you. That's on you.
Another thing that like the first thing that stood out to me this unit is what, an HHC. Show me on MTO where there's a platoon sergeant in this unit. There isn't one.
Right.
And I'm like, that's one of. I've been, a baby detachment sergeant before. I know this.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that bring up a good point.
There isn't one.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, you hit up a good point. So a lot of stuff right here. The only thing that you need, the required documents, were a DA-31 and one of my soldiers, when I posted this, I shared this, said that you made me. I was joking around and because we were mandated to do it. I fought like crazy. It's almost like we had a first sergeant coup d'etat when I was a first sergeant, and we just did the cover sheets. Yeah, sure, we did the cover sheets. Yeah, whatever. So in joking around, I put it. One of my soldiers was going on leave, and he's going to be riding around, hanging out with a buffalo. And I wrote in the comments underneath it, "Well, just make sure you have your PT belt on." Just joking around, right? But again, this right here again goes back to the increased stuff of where leaders should be doing. It's a leave form, okay? Now, the biggest thing that really caught our eye was that got everybody freaking wrapped around the axle was the timing. The time. Look at if you look at the time of this. You got something? Is that you with that feedback?
Oh, I'm sorry. It might be. I just got closer to my laptop.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. There you go. What was the timeline? You have to have so much time to do this freaking leave requests got to be coordinated through the platoon sergeant 14 days prior to the start date, right? 14 days. This just look at the amount of effort it took to do this. Look at this. It's a beautiful sheet. Oh, I almost sound like D. Treasy when I said that. It's a beautiful sheet. I made up this sheet. It was my idea with the belt. It was my idea. Anyways, I'm working on my D. Treasy imitation, so when he comes on, I control him. But no, I mean it's a beautifully formed, made sheet. Look at that beautiful sheet right there. It's a beautiful sheet. I made it myself. I told Ivanka that I wanted this sheet done. Oh man. So, anyways, again, wrong answer. You should only have to have a DA-31 just and an LES just to verify an individuals. But wait, there's more. Why do you have to submit an LES when you, as the leader, should have access to the unit commander's finance report, the UFCR, right? You know what it has on that thing? It's got the number of leave days. Oh, there you go. The number of leave. Not only does it have them, it even has to make sure that your soldiers are getting their appropriate entitlements. Separate rats. BH at the right entitlement, with dependents or without. Right?
Right. And I'm not even mad if they want an LES. Okay? If that's the one other thing they want, I'm not going to be mad about it. Right? It's just that. I wouldn't be mad.
Well,
and like I said, I wouldn't be mad. It's all of this extra stuff that is just normal day to day between you and your squad leader.
Right, I can see that.
Make sure this is all done.
I can see that.
Because the UCFR usually just stays with the commander, and as you, as maybe the platoon sergeant and everything, needs to see this, and okay, fine. Like, we want to make sure this is good before it gets up. All right, I'm not gonna be mad about an LES.
Right, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I mean, well, but again, you should have access to that, or you should already know. So a lot of the stuff that you should already have tracking mechanisms for that. And here's the thing too, is that at this point when you're going through all this processes, don't you think that maybe you as the leadership are putting too much for these soldiers not to get at it? Like you're trying to squeeze it all. And you're just like, you're trying to squeeze this out because I couldn't get these soldiers all on time because maybe this soldier was on tasking or something like that to get all this training done. And look what happened.
Right. So now you have to have it all done right now, just in case it it goes red while you're gone.
Just like, oh my God, I hated that shit. Oh, we see it in the inbox all the time. In case you go red while you are gone, that is the biggest. That's some horse stank right there.
Yeah.
Is that even a word, horse stank? I just thought. I think I heard it.
Well, we make up words here.
Yeah, that's right. Sergeanting and stuff at the WTF Nation Center of Excellence.
And if this leave form or if this cover sheet, if it wasn't all this bullshit training, and it was getting routed through because, on staffs like this, like, soldiers in a headquarters unit like this, there might be other people that are not like your immediate supervisor that kind of need to know you're going to be gone. Maybe it's just not an approval, disapproval, just hey, I'm aware now that this guy is going to be gone, so they can adjust whatever their sections are doing, blah, 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 blah. Like, if you're the ammo guy, or if you're this, or, not, like I said, non-approval, disapproval, just, okay, now I know this guy's going to be gone, and they can adjust fire on their mission. I would have been okay with that, too. Not saying I like it, but I couldn't be okay with it because, there's a lot of moving pieces.
Right.
Staffs.
Well, I mean, you're right. I mean, there is. I mean, I'm not going to totally hold it, but goddamn, it's an HSC.
Right.
Hey, so I'll be honest with you, it's an HSC. Who are the biggest fucking offenders to this shit? It's the officers.
Yes.
It's the three. Exactly. It's the XO. It's the fucking battalion commander. It's the, you know what I mean? So you're going to have the CG and the sergeant major.
Oh, yes, I know.
I know what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, you were talking about this shit. It's mostly the senior leadership that need to get, I guarantee it, Joe is working in the specific staff sessions. They are not going to be led on their med pros. Why? Because they're normally going to be the ones that are setting this thing up. A PAI, an SRP, immunizations and shit. Usually, who's the one that's mostly centering it up, right? Right. Shit, when you and I working in the S3 shop, but goddamn ops sergeant major and a freaking ops NCO we have to do it.
Right.
We have to set this shit up.
During my time as a detachment sergeant, I had a battalion commander. He's like, if you have any problems with any of my officers, let me know. And he told, I sent him an email. He's like, all right, go pick up Major so-and-so and take him down to the clinic. I was
right.
TMP, pick up Major so-and-so. He's like, no, I got this. Battalion commander was like, no, you will get in TMP with her. Go down to the clinic.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. But most of it, as well as like when we had to get the records and stuff ready, I had to coordinate with different staff sessions. So in doing that, they'd be like, hey, hey, Sergeant, you need to get your shots. I guess I'm here. Let's give this shot. You know, so normally people who work in those staff positions normally will have access to it. So I don't understand why you would have to have a leave form like that when all of them already have to do that. I mean, all of them have to do that shit. You know what I mean?
There is no reason.
There's no reason. And I think maybe it was a subtext to the leadership. Maybe it was a subtext to the commanders. Maybe it was one of the, hey, exactly that, Josiah. So many freaking behoovness and caveating coming from that document.
Y'all are killing me.
I love it. I put some Kahlua in my coffee, but I'm still wired.
And this is like, this was my thing when I saw this too. If you, as the company commander, would not make the general and the command sergeant major do this cover sheet to go on leave, it's a bad policy. Because the general and the command sergeant major are technically your soldiers and should have to follow all the policies that you put out.
Right.
Then it's a bad one.
But you are as a senior enlisted advisor, you're just advising, and I guarantee it that right there should have been like a pulse check. Like, I'm going to go on leave. I'm going to take, because I've seen CSMs that will have to take a couple days of leave because they got to go do something like that, and they're doing the right thing, and then all that. I just made sure that the leave form got to them, and I talked to the HSC first sergeant and made sure that the sergeant major is going to go on leave on this day. You'd be damned if I'm going to have the CSM freaking do a behoove sheet.
No, exactly. And that's why the sheet's stupid, because if you're not going to apply it to everybody, then you shouldn't have it. Like if this is how you want leave, requested, then like I said, that should be the little click in the commander's ear. Like, oh, if I'm not going to apply this to the senior leaders in my unit, why am I doing this? Right,
exactly. So we have beat that dead horse. We have beat the horse that the Cav rode on that. So the next thing, we have another screenshot here. It looks like this is from a recruiter, and it says texting a list of people who was previously interested in the Army, and to see what happened previously, and would you still like to be interested in the Army now? And apparently, there's an individual there that ensured that he provided a documentation to state how he felt of such. I've been waiting for this phone call. I just want to fucking just like, oh God, you don't know how much I want to get a phone call from a recruiter right now. Yeah, I mean, I want to have like a fucking, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 sheets, like a PDF file of DD214 sent to him. You know what I mean? Like a whole, and have like an extra. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have like a video. Make like a musical chorus production, you know, like a Broadway musical.
Why doesn't this happen to us?
I know. Why doesn't that? I mean, why not me? We want that, right? So why don't we get that shit?
Like, I get text messages from recruiters, but they're not for me. They're for my kid. And I'm like, slow your roll. She is not old enough. Yeah, but she's enrolled at CTC.
Right.
So they get that data from them. And I'm like, yeah, she might be in college classes, but no.
So this individual, not only does he snap a picture of him holding a DD214, but he responds gleefully with, "Fuck you, Sarnt."
He's been waiting all his life.
He's been waiting exactly that. So shout out to the member of the E4 Mafia, or whatever rank you were when you get out. But that's E4 Mafia material right there. You have been unsubscribed. If this was a mistake, please reply. This is awesome. I want to. Exactly. Dean said a simple no would have sufficed.
No, it really wouldn't.
No. Not this aspect, brother. No way, man. You want this freaking to come out. This is what you want to see. You know, the whole idea of that. Why not? This is like the moment that you've always wanted to say, you know, no, this is fun.
And I'm sure that recruiter got a giggle out of it too.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm sure he did. He probably was like, "Fucking dick, whatever." Okay, shit. You're out.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's just moving along. But so kudos and shout out to the troop that sent that out. Let's see what's the next on the on this one right here. Oh, so this one right here. This is pretty funny too. This is a okay. So currently we have right now during the Rona, there are individuals that are kind of scared about, you know, the quarantined areas, the areas that need to, you know, that are of issues. And so when that happens, they freaking, you know, they're putting signs up, you know, COVID related signs. Well, there's like contractors now that are afraid of walking in the buildings. They don't want to work on this shit now that there's COVID Rona stuff being posted all over the place, because then they're going to think it's an infectious area, even though due to the fact that the majority of the soldiers currently right now are being infected due to their leaders making them come in and doing ACFTs, APFTs, and all that sort of stuff, which we're going to get to that in a minute. There you go. So what do we do? So what does the leader do? The leader says, okay, at 1400, just send this text out. Everyone coming off CQ shift needs to go to building blah, blah, blah. And they need to start at the top floor and work our way down. We need to remove all the COVID-related signs. They're contractors.
First of all.
Yeah, exactly. First of all. So they're
why are the guys after CQ?
Right? Yeah. Why does that have to be? Yeah. Why does that? Yeah. Exactly. Why can't it be like beginning CQ? Like right before you come on CQ, just go do it. They're contractors.
Why do you go do it? How hard is it to pull some signs down?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a good point too. There's contractors.
That's the right thing to do.
No, stop with the right thing to do, Spanky. We will have to send mass texts out. We want these individuals to keep sending us texts. I'm just kidding. Their contractors supposed to be working in there soon, and the COVID quarantine signs are scaring them.
No, but they're scarring them.
They're scared. They're scared.
I don't know.
It's just they're scar. Is that scaring or scarring? Is that?
I don't know. I can't read. It's too small on my screen right now.
Oh man, that's funny as shit.
But the theirs, and there's so many. The third grade English in this text.
Good point, Gary. Good point, Gary. Who the hell comes off a CQ at 1400? What CQ is this? I bet you it's probably lunch CQ. That's probably what it is.
What's a lunch CQ? I don't know. Okay.
No, there are.
There's so much to unpack here.
No, there is. That's what I'm saying. There are some units that you know, they freaking have CQ. I'll be honest with you. The concept of CQ to me, I think should be done. I mean, it should be taken. You should have cameras. You should have cameras mounted, you know, installed all over the hallways and stuff like that. And then when you see stuff recorded and stuff like that, just slam the soldier and then, you know, be done with them. I mean, don't process them out. You're done. You're out. You don't have to worry about that shit anymore.
Oh yeah, we went over this one. I think it's completely outdated, and there should be at the most at a brigade level staff duty. That's it, if that.
Right.
Maybe even like at post level, division level, maybe. Like, yeah, it's an outdated concept.
Right. Yeah. I mean, maybe.
With today's technology, there's no need to have people all of this manpower
bingo.
All over the place.
If you're able to text somebody on mass text about stuff like that, then you damn sure be able to grab a fucking, you know, to check CQ. Or you as a leader while your soldiers are working. I mean, sergeant major. Sometimes the sergeant major will come by and say, "Hey, let's go do a walk through the barracks." All right, cool. Let's go get somebody. All right, cool. Let's go first sergeant. We all check the barracks. Yeah, no big deal, right? We go check the bees and see what's going on, and then we joke and laugh and then tell soldiers that they need to clean up the rooms, blah blah blah. We have a meeting, and then we put the information out, and that's it. No harm, no foul.
Especially the last building I worked at Campbell. It's a huge building, and they have all the different battalion headquarters in this building. So there's 6 sets of battalion CQs, some of them looking right at each other, but no, because each battalion had to have their own staff duty. Or sorry, not CQ staff duty. They're sitting there looking at each other. Like,
that's ridiculous,
yeah,
dude.
It was. And I'm like, and I even asked S3, because I worked at Brigade S3. I'm like, why are they doing that? Because this division policy that every battalion has staff duty. I'm like, well, has whoever wrote that division policy come down and look at this? Like,
really?
Never mind.
Really?
I'm on my way out of the Army. I don't care anymore.
Really? It's just, I don't even. Since I've been, I have not. I mean, barely to the freaking food mall to go eat lunch with somebody, if that. Or I have to come on post to do something at retirement services or something like that. I just drive by. I'm like, God, those barracks suck. Look at that shit. Sorry, this Kahlua is kicking in. Woo! Man. Coffee Bustelo and Kahlua. That's like drinking a ribbit with freaking... Or what's that? The Four Loco? Is that what's called? Like a homemade Four Loco? Four Loco. Because it's, because it's Bustelo. Ande pues. Estoy tomando Four Loco. Cuatro Loco. Anyways. Oh, man.
Well,
right.
If these guys are... Okay, so I think maybe they should at least clarify, are these guys in quarantine because they just got here, or are they in quarantine because they tested positive for COVID? If they tested positive for COVID, they probably shouldn't have the contractors in there, period. If they're just in quarantine because they just got here and they're like isolated,
that's a good point.
Like, what are the contractors there to do? Like I said, there's a lot to unpack here, and I'm like, I'm not a fan of just moving the signs. Just let these contractors in, just in case they catch something, and maybe let the contractors know why the signs are up there. What are they there to do?
That's a good point. And if anything else, why the contractor shouldn't be scared if they're following the COVID protocols, anyways.
Right.
If the whole thing has been convoluted anyways to the point to where, think about it. You what was the initial guidance for COVID protocols? It was what? It was you social distance, and if you couldn't social distance, you wore the mask. That was it. I don't know, this extra shit that everyone's doing is like extra shit. And you can't take a PT test, which still is going to be talking about that.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, but anyway, if these are actual positive cases, I can understand okay, so we don't want to get there's no need to expose people to, actual positive people if you can help it. All right,
you don't
stay back.
You just stay, they don't come in and or wait to or whatever, or maybe move the Joes out. Or, you're right. What if it's a quarantine zone?
Barracks, bleach it, disinfect everything.
Right. For that, it's not a big deal at that point. So the next one we're gonna talk about, we posted I think it was last week. It was CIF being cleared, and there's been a lot of memes and TikToks lately. I'm gonna tell you what, and this is my experience. Maybe it's because I knew and I expected, and I've had my trials and tribulations with CIF. I was a first time go when I retired. I mean, granted, I had $50,000 worth of crap that they issued me, and I had 15 tough box. I was just telling Red Leg about that too. It's like I have a duffel bag full of fucking duffel bags because. I was wholesale giving shit to Joe's as I was leaving to make sure I didn't come home with anything, right? And 2 empty tough boxes and all this other shit. But the thing was, they were pretty. But I did see them, and maybe it was because I was retiring, or maybe because I kept. But there are some cases where, and I've had this happen as a Joe myself. The CIF person, the attendant, the individual, the customer service guy, the desk person, whatever you want to call him or her, would take it and say, "This shit's dirty," and it's still in the plastic. And
I had that.
And I'm like, I didn't take it out. And I saw a Joe arguing with that, and I think he was messing with him or something like that, or whatever. But I've never seen the lines we've been seeing lately. We get a lot of traffic on this too. It was like Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield. Fort Stewart lately, I don't know. It's just been like an anomaly or something like that, where they've had individuals. You got to turn in your CIF, and then when you turn in your CIF, and they kick it back, and you're like, no, you can't go. You got to go. Until you come back. But it's only like I can go get it in my car. No, you can't, because I'm going to go on lunch. So it's just kind of like, yeah. Well, with that, we've been looking at a lot of, and we would ask and say, hey, look, hey, I got this going on with a certain installation. So IMA, if you guys are an installation management agency and you own these activities, kind of like look at it, because we are looking at it too. And the WTF Nation is going through the books and going through pics and screenshots, and I'm telling you, man, have you seen the new admin? We got new admins. They're freaking savages. Have you seen their posts lately? Holy crap! The one about Fort Rucker, the one about Fort Bliss too. We're gonna show that in a minute. But God, man, they've been just like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. It took you fucking 2 decades. I'm like, God damn, man, Paige. Are we going back to 2012 or some shit? This is awesome. You know what I mean? At any rate, so joint base Lewis McCord. Man, we need our Mafia kid to call us up. Man, that kid. Man, I miss that kid, man. Mafia.
I hope he's okay. Like, we miss you.
I know, man. This is bullshit. But at any rate, there's like a review of lesson learned when it comes to JAG and stuff like that. And I want to read this to you guys, and you guys are gonna go ahead and look it up. I'm gonna post a slide that's been going on with individuals that are coming in here. And I looked at this shit and said, you could kiss my ass. Some of the discipline problems, soldier indiscipline and other issues that they've had, and sleeping on duty, including NCOs. Yeah, I got that, whatever. Damaging equipment on purpose. Yeah, okay, got that, whatever. Grab-assing. I want to know what it is. I want to know what this grab-assing is. I can't believe it's an official medium. I want to know what is the military nomenclature for grab-assing. I want to know what that is. Is there a specific?
What is the definition?
Yeah, is there a specific? Is it like doing a JMPI when you're a jump master? Is there a specific sequence you have to do to grab ass? Assaulting other soldiers, leaving posts without authorization, yada yada yada. Allowing unauthorized foreign nationals on the base. That's an issue. Holy crap, that's an issue, huh? Okay. Wrong uniforms, tattered, faded. This is like all NCO shit. Now this is the one that and of course sexual harassment, improper use of taking OC cans, and then not reporting gate runners properly or using barriers. Right. This is a checkpoint. No saluting officers. Retired officers get salutes also. Hey, yo, no. No.
Like, I didn't know that was a thing.
No, I don't. I'll be honest with you.
And I think I think this bothered me more. Like, okay, that's kind of like above sexual harassment on your list of shit that's a problem. All right. Like, yeah, okay, that's a bigger problem than sexual harassment. Is this, like, not getting your salutes?
I don't think that they deserve any salutes at all. When you get out, you get out. It's like me. I've been having individuals just getting used to calling me Ken, and I'm just like, stop calling me Sergeant Major. But I mean, like Joe Pacino, when he was on air with me, he was like really trying to. He almost dropped a couple of Sergeant Majors. I'm like, no, just call me Ken.
Yeah. And even when when I go into the gate now, they still call me by my rank, and I'm just like, no. And it's like, and I do it. I'm like, have a nice day, thanks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like it. I don't. Okay?
Well, no, but
I'm not gonna like correct them because I know they're trained to do that.
Right.
500 cars behind me. I'm getting the hell out their way so they can get the next person in because I hate sending the damn lines.
Right. Well, I'll be honest with you. No saluting officers. And I've always and MPs get mad at me. And I've always told this to some of my MP friends, is that you got to make sure salute. Show me in the reg where it says you got to salute. And matter of fact, the only thing that you salute is if it's got a red plate with some stars on it. That's it.
Right.
If I recognize you as an officer, and as a matter of fact, half the reason why individuals are freaking getting stuck at the gate with long lines of traffic at most installations are because Joes are made to salute fucking idiots off their fucking high horse. I'm not saying all officers are idiots. What I'm saying, if you got, like, for instance, if you're going on Fort Benning and you see General Donahoe coming on post, obviously you salute General Donahoe. It's General Donahoe, right?
It usually has their little
star he's got a little star thingies on there. Everybody knows he's the CG, right? A colonel? Sorry, son.
Well,
Lieutenant Colonel? Nah. No, I'm serious. If you are in...
No, and in growing up, and I believe I think it's in, like, the Air Force rules that they do that. Like, when they're coming in the gate, if it's an officer, you salute them. And I think that's, like, part of whatever their customs and courtesy reg is. Like, I think that is, like, a thing. And it's not like, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look it up if it's still a thing. Like, back in the days, like, I don't know if you remember, like, when we all had stickers on our cars.
Yeah, we used to have in DOD.
Yeah, different colors.
Yeah. Red was for NCO. Blue was for For officers, I think, remember, retirees, I think were kept at the rank that were, so in other words, if I was being retired NCO and you're retired NCO, we would keep the red. Retired officers would get the blue. But, you know, you would see a little colonel thing. They'd get like a little colonel rank on there or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think so, man. The retired officers, your time is done. You can go write your memoir or go write your book, or whatever. I don't care.
Start a t-shirt company.
Those are the NCOs. Start a t-shirt company.
Or coffee, whatever it is we're supposed to be doing.
They should saluting an officer, period, while they're driving, unless they're placarded as a general officer, should not get it. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. That just no, I'm blue in the face and or I'll just like, you know, mute you or something like that on so, you know, actually no, I don't care. If you are occupying, if you're wasting valuable mental energy on you not getting saluted and you're retired, you really need to get off post. As a matter of fact, didn't you retire? Get off of post. Go away. That's why you retired, right? You're retired. Go. Wait for that book deal to come in or speaking fees and stuff like that. You know, just don't worry about it anymore.
Like I said, I think like the problem I have with this is that's an issue with soldier and discipline, and it's on a list with things that are very serious, like, you know, assaulting other soldiers and sexual harassment, and I don't know, not properly reporting gate runners, which sounds pretty serious to me.
The gate runners because gate runners, that's an intrusion. You know what I mean? That's intruding. You should be. What do you mean?
Like,
you didn't stop gate runners? Hell, me and Spanky and a couple other of my friends in the chats right now would have opened fire on somebody gate running the gate. We've been waiting this whole time for it. We'd be like, oh, he's coming right for us. It's coming right for us.
Like the early South Park episodes.
Right. I'm telling you, man. I don't get how individuals really freaking do the gate running thing, and I'm just like, I'm just like, whatever, man. I'm not gonna freaking. This is the hill I'm gonna die on, I guess you would say.
You know that some retired officer complained about this.
It was probably some retired officer that his family member was still in, or whatever, that still had to have some.
That's a GS-15.
That's a GS-15 now working on post. Exactly that wants to flaunt his general like retired officer mantra, even though he's a GS, and you know, there you go. Then that's it. I'm a freaking. If I'm an asshole for thinking about that, then that's on you. But anyways, I still don't think that's not the good. I don't care. I really don't care. If you know what, I would be like, as a matter of fact, I want to be the retired guy. Since we're pulling retired rank now, I want to pull retired rank and be like on that level of you're retired, man. So if like just sitting there shooting the shit, I'm pretty sure there'd be some installation that wouldn't mind me hanging out at the checkpoint, you know, handing out some WTF Nation coins and T-shirts and just shooting the shit. And I see somebody with an ID card that says 06 retired or something. I'm like, just drive through. Don't salute him, private. Don't salute him. I'd be the hype man. I'd be the anti-salute. I'm like, what are you doing? He's retired. Get him out. Why are you doing that? Why are you saluting? Well, I'm supposed to be doing it. It's not even your SOP. All the MPs, I'm getting hate. ICE loves MPs, but I'm probably gonna get some hate mail tonight.
Spanky doesn't love MPs. He says him to hate mail to me.
Oh man. So my again. So I'm just gonna go back on that by saying that I don't think they render. I don't think they deserve, or it's deserved, or it's required to have a rendered salute for retired officers. Are you kidding, man? Shit. You damn right, Tina. That's right. I meant right there. Taco truck. You damn right. I'll be serving up some freaking tacos de carne asada, man. I always drop in the freaking in the chats some of the chow that I'm making, especially during the weekends when I make chorizo and eggs con papas, and then I'm like freaking throwing the Mexican cuisine out. And that's a good idea. I think I'll do that. I'll just go and ask somebody if I could borrow their taco truck and make some freaking chorizo and eggs and make some breakfast burritos for them and shit like that.
Okay, just let me know when.
I'm about to say, yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm at the gut truck at the gate. I'll just sit there like that. Don't salute! Don't even salute! Why are you saluting? Why are you saluting? You know, why?
You like make giant blow up signs of the regulation on saluting.
Right.
I mean, there are times and places for it, like at ceremonies when you invite retired officers to the ceremony, and they show up in uniform because they are allowed to wear them. So any retired member, that's appropriate. Oh my.
Only what if he's wearing their uniform for like a ceremony or something like that, and they're I can see that.
Invited to a ceremony and stuff. It's appropriate to do it that.
Right, I can see that.
So,
I can see that. Yeah, you're rendering that in that ceremonial. I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah.
But when you have,
I don't think any of those would be acting like they're entitled to it either.
That's the thing.
They wouldn't be the ones complaining.
Right, they're the ones complaining. You gotta believe You gotta believe they're freaking. They would be
honored by it, not entitled, acting like they're entitled to it.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're acting like
idols are officers that get invited to these ceremonies.
They're the Ashley crew. They're part of they're the OICs of the Ashley crew. Ashley, I'm retired, and your SOP stands I should retire. Whatever, man. I should come out and pass tacos, man. I should go to Fort Hood too, and pass some tacos and work at taco trucks and get some to go talk to Danny Trejo and me and him and Spanking. We go do this shit. I don't know. It's like freaking. I really don't get why. It's like get away from it. Bye, go. There's so when someone's like, oh, do you still get up and do PT and you get up really early in the morning? And I'm like, hell no. I get up in the morning. I mean, I get up at a decent time because I got to feed the children's, but I mean, I still get up and do PT, but I don't freaking wake up before the fucking sun comes out.
Like 5:30, no more. Oh, my daughter, when she's leaving for school, she wakes me up, gives me a kiss goodbye. I'm like, okay, now I'll get up and go to the gym. I'm like, yeah, this is a good time. After all of the Army people get out of the gym, because they can't go to the gym on posts. Hardly anybody can do that. So they all go to my gym now. So yeah, I gotta wait for all them to get out and go to work, and then I go to the gym.
Yeah, I will say this, that that the whole thing is sort of how do I say this? I think I understand keeping in the traditions. I understand keeping with this stuff right here. But when you do stuff like that, this is the reason why we don't have individuals that join their specific associations or don't join their, because the kids these days are smart now. They know that the regulation says you're not required to salute to this. You're not required to do this. They're being told up and down that you're only to salute when you're walking 6 feet before, and you hold the salute 6 feet after, and when you see placarded vehicles, and when you this, and then you're telling them to throw out all that tradition out just because some freaking retired officer that helped win Desert Storm back in the day, freaking or was invading Iraq, because we're now like almost 18 years of that thing, and they get loose. So when you start squawking on that shit, then you see the soldiers right there. It is exactly the old days where the wife demanded the salute, exactly. Then you see stuff like that right there, and then you wonder why your association of, because you talk about the NBC Corps, they have their association, the 82nd All-American Association.
Mm-hmm.
There's different associations within different regiments and different organizations. They have their own associations. They're going to remember that. They're going to remember those old cranky freaking old vets that treated them like dog shit. And then when it's time to do an association drive for their association, that's why DPW, VFW. I said DPW. I can't believe we just got.
They probably have an association too.
Well, I'm pretty sure the DPW has their. I can't believe I just called DPW like VFW. Boy, this Kahlua and coffee's awesome. Whoop whoop. Anyways, no, the VFW, the American Legion. They have a hard time recruiting individuals into those VSOs, and membership is down due to the fact that the old timers instead are now beating down the younger generation. When it used to be back in the day, you'd have a specific association or something like that, and you were just in awe when you saw old timers from World War II and you saw old timers. Mm-hmm. So now that that generation's starting to fade away, now we're having the Vietnam, and then we're having the post Vietnam / Desert Storm, post Desert Storm genre of veterans, and they look at the kids now with some of it. I mean, not all of them do it. Some of them look at the kids now with disdain. We'll sit there and say, instead of praising the kids with technology and stuff right now, you would never ever see when I've seen D-Day stuff or D-Day reunions and stuff like that. You would never see a World War II veteran shitting on a fucking paratrooper in the 82nd or shitting on the 101st because they're not airborne anymore. They kept that lineage going. What they did was that they were proud, that they had pride, and they were associated with those young kids, and that they were veterans, and they could say, look how far my organization has grown. Look, because that's what I do. I look at the history of what I've done and the specific units that I've been in, and I see how they grow and all that, and I'm proud to sit there and say, man, you guys are doing that shit now. That's fucking awesome. You guys are doing this now. That's pretty cool. Oh, you're doing that. That's awesome. We have a segment of our veteran community that demands salutes, that will sit there and do the same thing and look at their soldiers and wonder why you guys are a piece of shit. You guys haven't had it hard. Why do you guys need this? Why do you guys need that? Why do you guys need? Why do you think you deserve this? Why do you think, bro? It's not the kid's fault. He's got issued a freaking ACOG on his M4. It's not his. Right. You know what I mean? It's not his fault that he's got the latest in airborne hotness or air assault hotness, or pack clerk hotness, whatever you want to fucking call it. You know, think about it.
Should they just turn down technology? I mean, like, because it's available now.
Right. I know. It's just. I think that that's what the older generation of the post-Vietnam, pre-Desert Storm, post-Desert Storm, post-Desert Storm, Kosovo, right up. There's that gap. There's that generation right there from the end of Vietnam, right before the global war on terror, right before Infinity War started. That period of time, those are the veterans that need to shut the fuck up in that aspect. I mean, they do.
That, when it comes to the VFW and Foreign Legion and all of those, veterans today don't want to just sit in a bar, especially a smoky bar, and that's not what we want to do.
Right. And you're right. And that's another thing too.
That's other organizations.
That's a good point.
That the veterans are joining when they
That's
get
a good point.
Now.
Exactly.
Like all of these active ones, all the fishing ones and the hiking ones and the running ones and everything else. That's what they're doing when they get out and not going to sit in a bar and drink and smoke. So
well, I mean, there's a time and place for everything, but again, but no, you're right. They don't want to do that, but those that don't want to sit in a bar and just smoke are shit on by these older veterans for not wanting to participate with them. Oh, you guys are pussyfoots. You don't want to keep a connection. I'm like, God, dude, you're kind of destroying your own lineage and your own cause yourself when you do this and ostracize the younger veterans. I will never be able to relate to what a soldier is going through right now, especially with the way technology's been happening, the amount of information flow of troops getting. Me and you, Spanky, we can't keep up with that type of stuff. You know what I mean? We can relate to leadership experiences, and it comes to common sense. But when it comes to what Joe's dealing with right now, I'm not going to shit on a soldier just because they had the access that I did. It's almost like they're jealous. It's almost like there's some haterade going on. You know what I mean? It's really sad. And again, it goes right back to those are the type of individuals that demand that they get saluted. And these are the same individuals that wonder why they don't have nobody joining their associations or nobody joining their veterans groups or nobody joining, or why the respect. Oh, you just can't talk to me. You can't disrespect me like that. I'm your elder. Well, damn, don't be coming down on me that like you're freaking like we know each other and shit. Don't be wanting to throw hands, Grandpa. I love you, man, but damn, bro, you just. I'm not going to sit there. Today's younger veterans are not going to take this shit anymore because they're seeing it happening. It's their freaking, it literally is their army or their military right now. Yes. Be proud of them for what they've come across. God damn, man. You guys get to wear fucking TA-50. You guys get to take naps now. Shit.
Yes, nap regs.
You guys you have a freaking FM. Look, I will say that I'm hating on that, but I'm proud of the fact that somebody that like a warrant, believe it or not, we've been taking naps for a long time. I think somebody was just finally smart enough to write it. How many times you've been? I know you've been in the.
Let me tell you this quick story.
Go for it.
This is private spanking.
Go for it.
First tour in Korea. Me and my roommate, we lived on the first floor in the barracks. All right, we used to call it free sleep. All right, if we got free sleep, it was the best sleep. So sometimes we get like a little bit of free time, we go sneak back in our room, and like. If we would catch one another, because we worked at different places. We're in the same unit, but we worked at different places. I'm not going to say any names because who knows? I still have like nightmares that my platoon sergeant at the time is going to come find me. But yeah, and like every now and then, like she'd come sneaking in the room and she's like, "Oh my God, why are you in here? Why are you getting free sleep?" And I'm not getting free sleep. So yes, we were all about the naps, even as privates back then, like sneaking back into our barracks because our offices where we work. Like mine was like 2 blocks from our barracks and hers was like right up the hill. Yeah, and we were always sneaking back to our barracks to get free sleep.
Right.
That was what it was called.
Right, exactly.
You'd find us like in the back of a Humvee, anywhere. I could sleep anywhere there.
Right, exactly. I
Let me lay
mean,
down on the sidewalk for a minute.
me and Jason are classmates, Sergeant Major's Academy, and you damn right we fucking ensured that we put that in policy. You're welcome. That's right, Jason. Got you, brother, man. Yeah, straight up. It's another. So I kind of look at this as kind of twofold. It's the older generation that really does not know how to connect with the younger generation of how the Army is working or how these veterans, and it's little stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you what. You know, old people can be just as fucking petty as the young ones, and this is petty. This is why you don't have anybody showing up for a remembrance ceremony for Desert Storm or something that happened in Bosnia. You know, we want to talk about Infinity War. You know, we're still in Kosovo and Bosnia. I mean, I think the reason why there's no drama there is because we're not getting shot at. I think if there was a different case, but
I mean, we're still in Korea.
We're still in Korea. I'm about to say, well, exactly. Jack Murphy said we're not in a war for almost 20 years, or Korea. We've just been to Korea 1 year 60 times. Good point. But again, this is one of those things that I think our older veterans need to take in consideration when they're shit talking a junior soldier on why shit like this, or why have you not joined my organization, blah 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 blah, and they're gonna be like, I saw you shitting on me. And you were crapping on my organization. You said that we're a bunch of pogues and legs and all sorts of shit. And you just why are you talking like this? Why are you being like that? And then you made me salute you and you're retired. I remember that. That's why I'm not joining your club, or I'm not joining your association. So, but anyways, so that's the dealie on that. That's my rant for the freaking SGT'S Time rant. This Kahlua and freaking coffee Bustelo, bro. This is like the shit. Do you guys drink coffee Bustelo?
8 October SGT'S Time is Ice Rant.
Yes, Ice Rant. This is it. Yeah, I think I did it for the month. I haven't gone on a rant in a long time, and drinking café Bustelo con Kahlua. Ándale pues. Siempre contesta en español. That's like freaking. I'm gonna go on a Telemundo commercial now. Huh? Toma. Café Bustelo. Cool. Anyways, what was that? Oh yeah, he's got a good point right there. See? Yeah. Yeah, well, VFW closed a few years ago, so we're trying to build a pavilion, boathouse for our vets to come and hang. It's a great time. Yeah, exactly that. Little stuff like that, man. That's another thing too. Is it's hard to find the right connection and all that. I don't know if you've got to set up a freaking video game arcade, or maybe make the venue a little bit more comforting, or whatever, or get veterans to come out. I know working with some of these VSOs, and I'm talking about local VFWs. When you tell them that you want to bring Smash Mouth to their VFW place, they get they clutch their pearls and shit. Yeah, I'm gonna play that crap here. Okay. What about Deadpool? Who are these guys? What about never mind. What about No Till Dawn? Oh god damn it, you guys are get the hell out of here. These are crappy music. All right, don't get mad at me when you're fucking VFW or your American Legion post comes out.
I will have to go check out the ones around here again. I haven't been in several years. I'll have to check it out. I am a lifetime member just because my late father-in-law, from my ex-husband, he bought me a lifetime membership. So I'm not going to change my post though, because he bought it for me. So I'm not going to change it, but I'll have to check them out around here. I don't know. I'll check it out. See if it's still a smoky beer-filled one. But I'll check it out.
Exactly.
Or smoke-filled
right. I mean,
beer.
you won't be wrong with having it like having it like. But then again, you got to be careful, because then it gets too stupid or something like that, or have an awareness or something like that. Again, I don't know what the secret sauce is. I know right now my secret sauce is Kahlua and Café Bustelo. So that's the only thing we're going to talk about right now. All right, so
I mean, I love the one up in Montana that I'm a member of. That one's great.
Right.
My daughter's uncle is still the commander, I think they call him. See, I don't even know the whole lineup anymore.
Yeah, exactly. My thing is that, again, if you want the support for your association or your regimental associations or your unit associations, remember who your target audience is and who you want them to join to take the mantle from you when you're gone. Because that's what it's all about. Because then people will be like, oh, how come we don't do this anymore? Well, because you ostracized half the freaking membership that you wanted to bring on. But anyways, so last story we're going to talk about. This is one of the things that we're kind of ranting on. We'll probably rant on for a little bit like this for another 10, 15 minutes. The ACFT. The ACFT. ACFT is now the Army Fitness Test of Record. No more APFTs. Okay. What did we say about this before? We said that the APFT is gone, and once you have passed an APFT, you're good. until 2022. And of course, there's an initiative or a possibility that it could be a little bit shorter, that it's good. So the new test of record is ACFT. So right now, ACFTs, if you're taking one, should just be ACFTs for practice. Just that's it. If you don't score well on an AFC, there you go. Why? Because those physical fitness test requirements are done. That's it. No more. Right? Why is it? Why is it that leaders are still pushing the APFT?
I'm gonna give you one doggone guess.
Oh, go ahead. Go.
Some slides.
We gotta have them shits green, son. That's right. We gotta have them slides green. Exactly that. There are some measures right now. If you guys look to your SRB right now, you should now see, and this is an update from Oregon right before the show, is that we have, if you look at your SRB, ACFT and APFT on there because we got to get some cleared out. But once that happens, then guess what? Then it's no longer PT test, man. It is a freaking it is Army Combat Fitness Test. If you've already passed one and all that. As a matter of fact, for General Martin put a memorandum out saying too some IMT requirements for. We're still waiting to see what PME says about it. So I'm guaranteeing it right now. Once that information comes out, so if you started like MLC, HLC, Captain's Career Course, ILE, and all that stuff, you're not supposed to be taking an APFT.
No, I saw that memo.
So again,
TRADOC is
I'm gonna say,
cut it out.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the inbox is open, DMs are open. We'd be more than happy to post it. I know this is the WTF Sergeant Major. And the bosses, the head shed's freaking priority when it comes to that. Leaders, since they didn't listen to the fucking COVID protocols, and we have like half the Army in COVID, then a PME is still waiting for that update, Tina. We're still waiting for that information to come out. Please let us know if they're taking APFTs though, because that ain't supposed to be happening. At any rate, I will ensure that we will get that information out. This has been a freaking hot topic because there's already the Army is kind of like looking at the fact that
they don't know what to do with their hands.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. This is some slide
especially
shit.
when it comes for schools.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like,
so,
how do I send someone to school if they don't take a PT test of some sort within 7 days of leaving? Like, what do I do? Like, I don't know how to operate.
Well, I don't know what to do myself. Anyways, so that's the deal with that. That's it. So again, ACFT is now the test of record for any physical fitness stuff. And again, you should have already completed an APFT already to get you off of a flag if you had failed an APFT, whatever. So here on out, that's it. Army Grissom already said, quote, "We have a long way to go to get our personnel policies set for the new test, but I want Army to know that we're using data received from the force to drive our decision making." The bottom line is this: soldiers and civilian officers are now training and taking the ACFT. There should be no APFT at all. This should be no longer in your lexicon or your nomenclature examples or whatever. However, I can't wait to see all the pictures. Anyways, okay, I think
yes, I'm sure they're coming.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some screenshots. So
I'm sure well, not tomorrow because it's a 4-day.
Right.
But next week, Friday.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure we'll have a shit ton.
Yeah, definitely gonna have it
because they just cannot do it.
They just gotta take it.
What do we do?
What do we do? I don't know what to do with my hands. So at any rate,
in fact, I might drive around, post on Friday morning just to see what I see.
Yeah, exactly. We should do that next week. You just go around different posts or send videos if you see people taking an APFT. But anyways, you should not be. That should be no longer the fucking test record. And the new one is the ACFT. Again, check your.
I know the spots. Where
yeah, check your SRBs. You should be seeing a spot for ACFT and APFT. If you got both of them, that means your record probably hasn't been screened enough. It was probably inputted on there. You know how email poll works. It'll be a minute before it falls off. Anyways, so I think we can do some housekeeping, man. This is
housekeeping.
Yeah, I think we were early. A little bit rant. We didn't have much information to talk about the ACFT, anyways, other than the fact that you ain't supposed to be doing an APFT. So there you go.
And I'm lying about driving around post. I'm not getting up that early.
I am not lying about making tacos for the crew. I'm not.
If there was tacos involved,
yeah, I'm not lying about going out and setting up. I wonder if Army installation would get the ass if I just started setting up a freaking taco truck right at the gate. What would happen?
Okay, let me tell you this secret about outside of Clear Creek Gate. There's this little piece of land across from the shopette that's off post. Nobody patrols that. It is not owned by Killeen. It is owned by Fort Hood, and they never. But I don't know if the MPs don't know that. But that's where all of the solicitors and everything go, because KPD can't do nothing about it because they don't own the land. Central Texas College, that's where everybody thinks on it. They don't own it. Like, it's this little gray zone, and that's where everybody goes.
Okay.
So we know where to go now.
I'm just gonna go right there. So I'll set it up right there. So if you see if you see a little SUV or minivan or a couple of pickup trucks right there, and you see smoke coming out of it, it's probably because chow's being made right there. And if you're stuck at the gate and you see somebody with a WTF Nation T-shirt and maybe you're getting a breakfast burrito or some, you may get some chow. You definitely won't get this Kahlua and freaking coffee with Stella. This is why didn't I think about this before? Shit. God, man. A Latino for Loco. Anyways, so today, Sergeant's Time, obviously you heard us. Tomorrow is Kicking It with Cause for Friday Night Freedom. Monday is the Monday edition with myself and Flash, and then Tuesdays a Pop Culture Warrior with CQ. Michael got a skill. Our guest, man, we're rocking our guest, man. That's pretty cool. I'm loving this. So we have next Tuesday, we have Chris Brunetti. He's going to be on my former soldier is finally growing up. He's going to be on a CQ show. My host is growing up and being his own show and doing his own thing, and I have a former soldier that's now going to be joining him on the pop culture side, which is awesome. I'm really proud of Chris. He's been on here a few times already to talk with me and Spanky of his TV career, spending nearly a decade in the member of the United States Army. He was, like I said, he was one of my former soldiers, and he was also an 82nd Airborne alum. He's a returning guest, and he's going to be doing his first appearance with pop culture stuff, and he's going to give us, or he's going to give CQ and give you the WTF Nation a wide. I mean, he's been busy. He did a project last time we talked was for homelessness, and that was awesome. So again, tune into that. The following week on October 20th, Louis Anderson. Yes, that Louis Anderson, iconic comedian Louis Anderson is going to come on. 3-time Emmy winner award too. One of the country's most recognized and adored comics. You damn right he is. I remember watching him when I was a kid. I remember seeing him in Coming to America. That's where he make the big bucks. I'm going to watch Coming to America again just to see his scene. We might even throw a couple scenes up there. Named by Comedy Central as one of the most 100 greatest stand-up comedians of all time. His career spanned more than 30 years. A best-selling author, star of his own stand-up specials and sitcoms, and continues to tour the country performing to standing room only crowds. So he is going to be on here. God, I can't wait to shoot the breeze with CQ. We got more big guests coming. CQ was working with some stuff, and if you've been following it, he bullshit with freaking Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson. You see that?
And Norman
Reedus. Yeah, that's right. He was giving us a little. Yeah, exactly. But what the hell? Yeah, I want to see him. Exactly. I'm about to spit my coffee out when I saw that shit. Yeah,
I was like.
Yeah, and I will say this. I will say that there's a vibe that's currently happening right now, and all I will say is this is the way, and I can't fucking wait if that works through. I'm already pumped. I know CQ gets a little excited sometimes about revealing teasers of guests, but yeah, this is the way. The 22nd on that Thursday is going to be Billy Appilia, Command Sergeant Major from 25th ID, is going to come back and give us his rolling AAR, his Green Book AAR for JRTC. Remember when he came out of the show on Sergeant's Time, he was talking about his first a JRTC rotation in a while. So he's going to give us a Green Book AAR. So much to the point where Command Sergeant Major Phil Blaisdell was like, well, I want to do one too for NTC. So there you go. We got CSMs coming up on here just wanting to give AARs and shit. It's like freaking, I never thought this would ever happen. We got Louis Anderson on one day, and we got freaking CSMs doing LPDs on another. This is what I'm talking about. But anyways, make sure you share, like, and follow on all the platforms that we have. We got about 14 of them. Right now, you're probably listening to a live broadcast either on Facebook, on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, or Periscope and Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Those are the active ones. Of course, we get podcasted, and they'll be uploaded to different platforms as well as being live on the WTFNationRadio.com website and the TuneIn app. Again, this is what I'm talking about. This is a fun show, man. I am gonna drink this rest. I think I'm gonna make some more.
You can do that.
I'll make some more coffee.
I mean, it's a 4-day.
Right, exactly.
It's 4-day.
It's it's a 4-day. Yeah. All right,
It's 4-day.
Go hang out and maybe take the boy on the bike and see if he don't fall off it. So we'll be all right.
Aww.
Yeah, I fired the bike up and got ready for some stuff, and he was like freaking he wants to jump on the bike because I take Princess Ice on the bike and we drive around for a bit, but he sees the bike, he's like, oh my god, and he wants to jump on there. I'm like, oh, I don't know if you fall off, and I don't want him to. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, it's almost time.
Well, he's still at the concept of like he just wants to run and jump off of things. So like if he sees a pole or he sees a pond, he wants to go and jump off in it because he likes to play in the water. He likes to swim and stuff. So he's still.
I remember that age. Well.
Yeah, and he wants to jump off.
Jump into things.
Yeah, jump off the couch. Yeah, jump out. Well, when I drop him off at school or daycare back in the day, he would jump out of the truck. I'm like, God, kid, you knock this shit off, man. So gotta be careful about riding the bike.
Plane one day.
Yeah, you damn right. Off the ramp. But anyways, thank you guys and gals for hanging out with us tonight on Sergeant's Time, and we appreciate your patronage at the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence and Magnificence. So, if you only got for me, drink some shots, and y'all have a good night. Shots.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. And now they say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport, now sit back, relax, and watch us through the hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planet America. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. We'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear our manly voices sing Space Force strong. Though critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 dum. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Space
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.